Hi everyone! In its video about discipleship, the Shaolin Temple Europe advises that if you want to enter the monastery and start your journey along the Shaolin way, you must respect certain rules, like no killing, no stealing, no sexual activities and contacts, no accumulation of property and money, among others. Can I apply all this to my life out of the monastery? And it is useful for me? Let's make together a quick summary of what we spoke until now. We have seen that the Shaolin Way comprehends two aspects, the spiritual development and the martial art training. Then, we have discovered that in order to approach these kinds of teachings and techniques, it's necessary to develop some qualities like discipline, self-control, modesty, and benevolence. In fact, we have analyzed that the lack of virtues can determine the failure of the whole journey right from the beginning, and they may also mean a greater weight of the pleasure dynamic in our life choices, even important ones, even against our real wellness and freedom. More, I told you my personal why I started this journey and how I put the Shaolin Way into practice in my life, trying to be disciplined and aware as much as I can, prioritizing my daily tasks and doing efforts for what I consider really important in my life. And now it's time to face another issue. Between the main rules of the Shaolin Temple Europe, I choose to focus on four. No drugs that cloud one's senses, no lies, no worldly pleasures, no eating separate from the order. I believe that these four rules attack at the heart of our man-bad habits, such as smoking, consuming alcohol, maintaining frivolous conversations with hypocritical attitude, indulging any desire at any time, such as consuming snacks at any time of the day or night. Let me say that these our common bad habits are at first completely unnatural, and second, they are really instrumental, serving to create a strong dependence between us and an object, thus distancing us from our nature and entrenching us in a strong addiction. Personally, it has been many years since I first quit smoking and then quit drinking. And I confess that it was a great liberation because without realizing it, sleeping in that state of chronic lethargy that one has when is unconscious, I had connected my moment of relaxation to the aperitif, which sometimes turned directly into the actual dinner. I was creating a habit related to satisfy the need to unplug from the world, which was actually a slow and steady self-poisoning. I stopped thanks to a moment of lucidity in which I was able to look at myself like from the outside, and I felt sorry for myself, for my sadness. I did not suffer from any kind of abstinence because understanding is not like suppression, is another kind of effort. It has no side effects other than full freedom. It's like turning on the light and simply see things as they are. I always speak about freedom, but maybe you will ask to me, freedom from what? And well, this is a good question. From the real roots causing out suffering. In the first chapter of the Noble Eightfold Path, it's written, let me keep my notebook. For if we want to put a stop to suffering, we have to stop it where it begins, with its causes. To stop the causes requires a thorough knowledge of what they are and how they work. The most basic defilements are the triad of greed, aversion, and delusion. Greed is a self-centered desire, the desire for pleasure and possessions, the drive for survival, the urge to bolster the sense of ego with power, status, and prestige. Aversion signifies the response of negation, expressed rejection, irritation, condemnation, hatred, enmity, anger, and violence. Delusion means mental darkness, the thick coat of insensitivity which block out clear understanding. From these three roots emerge the various other defilements: conceit, jealousy, ambition, lethargy, arrogance, and the rest. To gain freedom from suffering, therefore, we have to eliminate the defilements. But the work of removing the defilements has to proceed in a methodical way. It cannot be accomplished simply by an act of will, by wanting them to go away. The work must be guided by investigation. Well, in any case, far from any kind of religious or moralistic speech, I would like to repeat again that everyone is the owner of his life and death. And about my choice to follow the Shaolin Way, well, it's just my personal choice. There is no reason that this method and lifestyle is suitable also for you. Once again, I'm here just to give feedback, a positive feedback on my experience so far along this path, following the instruction and advice of the Shaolin Temple Europe, with the hope that I can help you in some way. After that, if we consider that embracing the Shaolin path also means improving health conditions on a general level, well, there is little to add. It goes without saying that we will try to opt for a healthy and sensible lifestyle, more in balance with nature and less with the culture of consumption for happiness. See you next time. Bye bye.